Bitcoin just bounced off support and altcoins are flying, but there are 4 undervalued crypto gems that have yet to catch up with the rest of the market, and this might be your last chance to jump in before the train leaves the station. And so without further ado, let's go ahead and look at the first coin, and that is going to be Aapo Coin, everybody. You know I'm going to be biased when it comes to me talking about Aapo Coin, but I'm very, very bullish on this ecosystem right now. And if we go to the 1-year chart, you can see it's just been on a downward pressure, but when you close it down to about the last 6 months or so, it starts to look like we're finally trading out of this range and potentially setting up even higher lows on the charts here. And if you look at the max, folks, this coin was touching $25 at one point. That was around when they had a hot NFT drop that you had to use Aapo to buy. But I went into the deep weeds here, and I looked at the tokenomics here, and there is a slight unlock event happening in little more than a week. So let me go ahead and warn you, 15 million Aapo is going to hit the supply here. It's $21 million. But Aapo just made a huge announcement today that is not getting enough coverage, and I'm going to go ahead and show you right here. Aapo Coin just made a massive, massive upgrade, potentially spinning out an L2 with the Aapo token here. And this is their weekly update that they tweeted out this morning, and the DAO asked, and you answered, over 31 million Aapo voted in favor of building an L2 Aapo chain, and now it's time to figure out who. So this is massive news. Aapo is spinning out an L2, and if we look at who they're talking to, Horizon Labs, Arbitrum, Polygon, ZK Sync, and Optimism, 4 very, very promising teams here. So I'm very bullish on what's going to end up happening with the L2. I think once L2 releases, maybe there's more games built on it. Maybe there's other ecosystems that want to build on L2, more gaming tokens, more meme tokens. And I think Aapo is going to benefit from that relationship. Now, when it comes to price action for Aapo, I think it's going to be a little bit of a rejection around $2. You can see it fell below $2 right here, went up to 2, rejected, fell below again, went up to 2, rejected, and then you can see it got near $2 and then rejected again. But at $1.40 Aapo, I think $2, very, very lucrative gains there. So I'd be looking for, potential profit taking in the $2 range. All right, let's look at the second coin, everybody, and that's going to be Near Protocol. It is a slightly larger token, 31 as far as coin market cap rank here, but it is pretty close to its fully diluted valuation. You see, market cap is $3 billion, fully diluted $3.4 billion. So a lot of the tokens are out. Now, there isn't a max supply, but for the circulating supply to equal this much of the total supply means probably not going to be as much selling pressure compared to a lot of competing L1s that are newer. Near came out, a little bit before them, coming out in the late end of 2020. A lot of these newer L1s that came out 22. So it's just a lot more selling pressure on the horizon. Near put a lot of that selling pressure behind them already. And you can see the selling pressure largely exhausted. If we click on market cap, it really doesn't look that much different, folks. For price-wise, if we were going to reach previous all-time highs, we're right around $3. We're right near 21 bucks. That would be close to a 7x. But if we go to market cap, it's still pretty close. We're right around a $3 billion market cap, and it was around 12 billion. So above 12 billion, a 4.5x compared to a 7x. Not that bad for a newer L1. But why else am I bullish on Near? Near just got domain names, nothing new. A lot of chains are doing that. I would say it's a step in the right direction. But also, they just released this Near Protocol state about a couple weeks ago. And not only that, state of Near by Masari. So now Masari is looking at it. More and more people are going to see about Near and what they're building there. Now, let me just quickly go over some of these. Daily active users jump by 13x essentially here. I would say this is very bullish. One metric I don't get bullish on is unique addresses. You can have some nerd in the basement make out 20,000 addresses with the click of a button, but when I see daily active users, that's just a little bit more difficult to fake. It feels a little bit more genuine. Also, we had a huge upgrade with fast finality for layer 2s here, so it's going to be big for people trying to build on that chain. Look, EigenLayer, being a potential partner here, very, very bullish. EigenLayer is a very hot chain right now. Also, the co-founder Near just became the CEO, and I'm bullish on founders becoming CEOs. Some of the most successful companies in history had the founder as CEO. Just look at what Mark Zuckerberg's done with Meta. In fact, look at all the companies that Elon has created as well. But let's talk about the founder moving up to CEO. These are the 2 founders, folks. And this might sound a little bit funny. I normally wouldn't, judge a book by its cover. But when you look at these 2 founders, folks, they got the look. You know what kind of look I'm talking about. They got that dev look, that builder look, they look like they build even when they don't have chicken tendies. And it's the haircut, it's the face, folks. I'm not trying to say anything disparaging here. I'm just saying I look at these two guys and I feel a little bit bullish. Also, Andreessen Horowitz is an investor in this chain, very bullish on everything that they're investing in. Also, one more thing, Alex Skidinov, this is him on the left with the steampunk haircut. He got his professional career started at Microsoft. And we see the founder on the right. This is the new CEO, Ilya. He got his start at Google. I would say that's very bullish. So we got a team who got their start in Microsoft, Google. They just look like they know how to build here. But when it does come to unlocks, it is more of a linear drip. And like I said, a lot of the selling pressure is behind it. You don't have a giant cliff happening in 90 days. You don't have 200 million hitting the market all at once. This is a pretty slow drip. You can see this is going to happen for the next 247 days, if I'm not mistaken, ending in October of this year. But now let's go to coin number 3, everybody, and that's going to be ICP. No, not them. Now I'm talking about the chain, everybody. Now ICP, this is the 1-year chart. You can see it is a little bit overheated. It was a low around $3 and now it is already up to $12. But if we go to the 3-month, you can see, okay, so after it went off to the blast off zone, it started trading in this consolidated channel. It looks like this channel is, a little bit of a rising channel here, and we're pretty close to the bottom of this channel. So it might be a little bit more of a correction. I wouldn't be surprised if we pull back a little bit below $10 to shake people out, but I'm going to be a heavy buyer for any ICP under $10. But why am I bullish on ICP? Well, the easy answer is you look at the max chart and you say, oh my God, it launched at $500. It's going to $500, right? I would pump the brakes on that narrative though. But when you see circulating supply, 450 million out of the total supply of 514, the high percentage of the supply out. Yet again, I know, it's technically infinite, but so is Ethereum and it's deflationary. But back to why I'm bullish. The ICP is the only blockchain that can host a full dApp. Devs love ICP, and the reason they love ICP is because it supports front-end, backend, and data storage. And before I get too deep into the techno babble, what the heck does that even mean? It's their canisters, which is essentially analogous to a smart contract. They can host the front end and back end business logic. In computing, front end is the visual aspects of the website, like the buttons, the graphics, the checkboxes, the splashy graphics that you see. The back end is the data, the structure, the logic, and the system of a website. With Web3, that's traditionally going to be, you click on something, it creates a smart contract functionality. You got to sign for it. ICP is the only coin that can do everything all at once, including storage. And the reason it's so difficult to do everything at once, you can see front end traditionally going to be different languages than back end development. When I'm talking about languages, I mean coding languages. But we talked about the other founders for Near. Now let's just listen to ICP's founder for about 15 seconds and tell me you don't feel bullish after hearing him speak.
The history of the internet computer really dates back to the mid-1990s when I began working on distributed systems. By the dot-com era, I was also working with cryptography and trying to create what would have been one of the world's first cloud services. 2013, I got into Bitcoin, and by the end of the year, I decided I wanted to create a virtual currency for the games industry.
I'm already bullish. Just listen to this guy's credentials. He's been here for a long time. He knows the space. He seems to be a gamer at heart, and that's speaking to me. But storage is the real reason I'm bullish now. There's been a lot of talk about Solana and how difficult it is to run a node. Just looking at Solana capacity here, the blockchain grows 4 petabytes every year. Now, what is that? You have the ledger. It's this long list of all the transactions. And, after a year, well, you got a year's worth of transactions. After 2 years, you got 2 years worth of transactions. So the data for storing all these transactions just grows and grows and grows. Well, Solana looks like they have massive storage issues, potentially, if they don't end up fixing this. If they had 10 years of full blocks, you would need $1 million in hard drives just to run an archive node on Solana. Now, this is very dubious math. It's a suspiciously round number, $1 million worth of hard drives here. But ICP doesn't have to worry about these issues. It's just another reason to be bullish for ICP. Now, the 4th coin is going to blow you away. This one's for Tom Crown, everybody. I'm talking about Litecoin. That's right, Crypto Blood. I'm talking about Litecoin. Let me tell you why I'm, for once in my life, bullish on Litecoin. First thing you notice when you look at the price chart, all right, well, it's put in a slightly higher high in 2021 compared to 2017. You want to see a little bit more of a pump between cycles right there. So, you know, I wouldn't even be surprised if it fails to set a new all-time high. But even if it hit $300, you're looking at a very good gain. You're looking at almost 5x from these levels, very close to a full emission. 74 of the 84 million Litecoin have been released. If you didn't know, Litecoin, there's 4 Litecoin for every 1 Bitcoin. So 21 million Bitcoin, 84 million Litecoin. But I found something secret in the charts that's going to make you very bullish. Now, the first thing I saw, you know, a little bit of a trend line. This didn't make me too bullish. You know, okay, a little bit of touching. Okay, you know, seems slightly strong, you know, on the bottom end, on the top end. You know, I don't know how strong this trend line's going to be here, but the trend line sloping upward is pretty bullish. But this is the chart that made me want to buy Litecoin. Look at this. This is the Litecoin-Bitcoin trading pairs. This is the percentage of a Bitcoin that would make 1 Litecoin. You can see during Litecoin's bullish action, it had incredible gains. Now, folks, when I show you the percentages here, this is going to blow you away because it looks like a little bit of a pump. But yeah, you're seeing the multiples on the right side, aren't you? Look at this. This was very, very short amount of time, 72 days, 571% pump. That meant, you know, if you traded in Bitcoin into Litecoin and then traded that Litecoin back into Bitcoin, you are up 570%. Increasing your Bitcoin holdings. You turn 1 coin into 6, essentially. And that sounds pretty good. Who doesn't like turning 1 Bitcoin into 6? Well, look at this trend line on the bottom yet again. This is dating back all the way to March 2017, and it looks like we just bounced off this. What's really crazy, I drew this trend line months ago. It was actually way down here. I saw this trend line forming a little bit ago. I wish I would have been watching the Litecoin charts because I would have aped in right there. Now, if we look at some of these pumps, this is a massive pump as well. Now, I want to stretch this out just so you can make sure you see the most accurate data to the day here. Now, this is 3-day channels. And if you were able to trade your Bitcoin into Litecoin at this moment and then trade back, you are up 180% in about 165 days. Now, that's nothing to scoff at, more than doubling your Bitcoin. And right now, it looks like we're getting ready to potentially bounce off this trend line yet again. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if it wants to touch it one more time, even a little shakeout wick to the downside, but I expect a bounce off this line yet again. But let's not even moon math it. Let's not even draw it down. Let's do it from today's level. If we were only to go up 100%, let's just say over the next 100 days, I would say that would give you an exit of around right here. And that's going to be May, the middle of May. Sell in May, walk away. Well, if you look right here, that was the strategy then. Sell in May, walk away. You can see the peak hit right there, May 10th, 2017. Look like we're getting little echoes of the past, everybody. Now, I'm not going to say go ahead and just buy all the Litecoin in the world. You're going to be able to flip it into more Bitcoin in the future, but I'm definitely saying it does look very, very attractive at these levels. And this is in Bitcoin. Now, even in fiat, you know, the charts are looking pretty bullish, everybody. It looks like, you know, it's going to have to make a move, you know, within the next couple years anyways. So which way is it going to go? Is it going to break out to the upside? Is it going to break out to the downside? Is there ever going to be a silver to Bitcoin's gold? Let me know down in the comments below. And should I buy some Litecoin? Because this is the only one I'm on the fence about. Talk me out of buying Litecoin or convince me. I'll be reading the comments for the next 24 hours. I'm DZ for Discover Crypto, and we'll see you in your Litecoin bags at the top.